So this is Kahoot. Um, what is Kahoot? Kahoot is an online trivia website and app and is used by over 1.3 billion users. That's a lot of people. And there are over 100 million Kahoot games created. It's a lot. It's a lot. It creates multiple people or requires multiple people to answer questions within a short period of time. So to boost knowledge and awareness through faster answering times. Correct answers award the player with points, and these points get added up at the end, and if you have the most points, you win. You can play for prizes or just for fun. What are the benefits of Kahoot? There are a lot of benefits. It's a fun and educational way that many schools and educational boards use in their classrooms. It is a great way to make quizzes a lot of fun since it gets the whole class involved with it. You can create your own Kahoots. It is not just ones you just find online, you can create your own, which is another cool thing. It's not always limited to that. You can invite friends and family to play along, so it's not, you don't have to be a part of a school. You can do this outside of school. It's amazing. It's free and accessible on computers, phones, and tablets. How to sign up for Kahoot. How to sign up is you go to kahoot.com. It is their main website. And you will see a page very similar to this. There will be a sign up button in the top right corner of the screen. It'll be a green button right next to something that says play and something that says login. You'll be brought to the sign up page after clicking it. It'll ask you what kind of account you want. Since you are not a student or teacher or of any company, you would click personal right here. It'll be a yellow icon with like a chair sort of picture. And then after that, it'll ask you who you want to play Kahoot with. So since you are not playing with students, you would click friends and family, which will look like 3 dots all in one circle. After that, you'll be asked to give your date. So this is all just the information that you need for setting up your account. So it's just your date of birth. By clicking the select button, you can select the month, day, and year that you were born. So that's how that whole thing works. To create a username, you simply need to click enter username. It'll be this new window that'll show up after filling in your birthday and your username. It's recommended that you use your own name because just other usernames, you have to convince people that that's you. So just easier. After clicking continue, you may get this username has already been taken error. That means someone has made a Kahoot that already has your name or that has your username. If you made it, then you can fix this by adding like 1 or 2 numbers at the end of it to like customize that that's your specific name rather than just your general name. And if you made it past that, it will give you a menu that requires you to enter your email and password. So your email is I don't know how to explain that. The password can simply just be like 0934 HTYU. It's you will want to go back and make sure it's secure because you don't want people to hack into your account or to find that information. And after that, after you've filled in your email and your password, you will have all the information they need to set up an account for you. Now on to the next part. So how do you create a Kahoot? It's very interesting, but it can be a lot of fun. Assuming you are logged into your new account, you should go to a new website called create.kahoot.it. This new website is specifically there to help you make your Kahoots or to discover Kahoots. In the top right corner of this website, there will be a blue button that says create. There will be a button that says share next to it and another button next to it that says upgrade now. You can ignore those two, just you need to focus on create. And once you click create, a new menu will show up. It'll ask you to create a new Kahoot, and you can use one of two templates, the family fun quiz or the birthday party quiz. You can just click the create because then you can customize it so it's not specifically just those two. Once created, a text box displaying enter Kahoot title will show up in the top left of your screen. This is where you customize what your Kahoot is, where you add information for that. Once clicked, a new menu will show up. This new menu will give you a lot of options such as title, description, language, lobby music, all of these different things you can change. And they are very important. Once found, the first thing you should look for is the title, which will be at the top of this new menu. And the text in a text box will say enter Kahoot title. If you click in this text box, you can now enter what you want your Kahoot to be called. So if you are making a Kahoot that is about cats, you'd want to call it like Fun Cat Kahoot, something along those lines. And once you're done entering your title, you don't have to actually save anything. It will save itself, and you just have to click on description or any of the other buttons. When you click on description, you can add other information, like if it's called this, but if it's called cats, something cats, but it's specific cats, you can specify it in the description to help whoever's joining the Kahoot. To the right of the title and description, there will be a cover image option. This will allow you to add a custom image off of your computer or off of their image gallery, which is a large list of free images you can choose from. And then below the cover image, there will be a button that will say English. But above that, it'll say language. If you click English, it'll give you a list of different languages you can choose from. So if you want this to be in French or Spanish or Russian, you can choose it from their large list of different languages. This helps people who only speak one language or want to only speak one language, this helps them get through the Kahoot a lot easier. It helps them find it a lot easier. And then below the language button, there will be one for visibility. Visibility means if you create this, if it's set to only you can see the Kahoot you created. No one else will ever be able to see it online. It'll just be you. If you click everyone, everyone can see it. And whether like if you want to get a lot like a bunch of random people, there's no mic, so it's not like you have to talk to them. If you want to get a lot of people into your Kahoot, if you want to see people answer your questions, you can set it to everyone and you can see the results after creating the Kahoot. Below visibility, there is lobby music. And this will only apply to if you have audio turned on. If you are not using audio, like no headset, everything's muted, or the volume's turned all the way down, you will not hear it. But if it's about cats, you can put in joyful music like disco or funk. And after you've filled in all of the information, all of the information showed up from that title menu, there will be a button in the bottom right of this menu that will say done or cancel. You'll click done, and all of that information will be set up for the Kahoot you're creating. After you're done with that, you will see a new thing. It'll be at the top middle of your screen. It'll say start typing your question. This is where you enter your question. So if you're saying like one of the questions is how many legs do cats have? Then you can ask that or ask everyone that by typing it in there as your question. At the bottom middle of the screen are going to be these sections that will have answer 1, answer 2, answer 3, all of these different answer slots that you can fill in. So in one, you could fill in 1 or 2. So like there's 1 or 2 legs. Another one, there could be 4 legs, and another one like 12. It's you fill in wrong and right answers. If you click on them in the Kahoot, when you're typing them in, you can type in it. So you have to click on the text. You can't click on the actual button. You have to click on the text if you want to fill in the answer. After you filled in the answer and you know which one's correct, or you know which one you want to be correct, at the right of that button, there will be an empty circle. And if you click on that circle, it'll have a check mark. This will identify this as the correct answer. So anyone who is answering this question in the middle of the Kahoot can get it right. That's how they get it right. If none of them are checked off, then all the answers aren't going to be right. After you filled in all the answers, all the questions, you can go to the right of the screen and there will be a new menu that will ask what type of question type you want it to be, what type of time limit you want it to be, what type of points you want it to award, and what type of answer options you want it to award. So the question type option shows a large list of different types. The only ones you are going to need to worry about are quiz and true and false. The others are too complicated for the first one you're ever going to make. And if you've made one or two Kahoots by then, I'm sure you could figure it out. And also is blocked behind a paywall. Kahoot has a membership that restricts you from using their premium methods so that they can make some sort of profit off of this, because it is, like I said at the beginning, completely free. And so it's hard to make a lot of money off of things that are free. The time limit. Once you click the 20 seconds in the time limit, it'll give you a list of options from 5 seconds to 4 minutes for the Kahoot, which can be very challenging, and that's why they allow you to adjust it. The bigger the question, the more time people need to think about it. Now the points. Standard awards the correct with normal amounts of points. So they give normal amounts of points. It's no absurd 2,000 points. It's just the standard amount. Double points will give twice as many points for the correct answers. So they'll still give you points for the false answers, I believe. And then no points is where the question's more like an optional question. It's like if you get it right, you don't get points, but you got it right. If you got it wrong, you don't get points, but you don't lose points, basically. The answer options shows two types of answers, single select and multi-select. With single select, this means out of the 4 or so answers that you've given to your question, you can only select one of them as true. If it was multi-select, you could select out of 4, 2 of them to be true and the other 2 to be false. If you wish to add more questions to your Kahoot, because after this option, there is no other options you need to worry about for your question. If you wish to make any more, on the right, or no, the left side of the screen, there will be a add question or question bank button. The add question button will be in blue. If you click this button, it will add, or it'll give you a menu. It's hard to see at the bottom, but it'll give you a menu that will ask you for a quiz or true and false. And if you want a true and false, like are cats blue or can cats be blue, then you could do a true and false. If you're doing how many legs do a cat have, you could do the quiz. It depends on your question. Once it is created, on the left, there will be a list of questions. The first one will be the first one you made. The second one will be the one that you just made right there. And then after finishing filling out that second question, after completing your second question, you can click preview and exit and done. If you click done, it will create the Kahoot, however, it cannot be played right away, or it could say that it can't be played right away. If you are able to resolve this issue, which most of the time just has to do with one thing you forgot to fill out, but you can always go back. It's not going to delete all the work you just went through. You can always go back and edit it. Once you resolve this error, whatever it is, it should show a menu that looks like this. It will say play now. Or no, there will be a button That'll say play now. Yes. In the middle, out of the 3 buttons, there will be one in the middle with a triangle shape that says play now. If you click that, it will show a new menu that will ask you if you want to host or challenge. Because you're creating one, it would be best to host rather than challenge. Once clicking host, you will be brought to this new menu. It'll be very purple. There will be 2 options: team versus team or player versus player. And the one you need to focus on is player versus player, because team versus team is a little difficult to do right at the start. There will be many options below these 2 that you will need to check off. The first one will be show questions and answers on players' devices. So this way, if you are not all in the same room because of COVID, then you can check off this option, show question and answers on players' devices, to show it to them. Because if you weren't in COVID and you were all in the same room, someone would most likely have the Kahoot on a TV where it'd show the question, and then you would see the answers on your mobile device or your computer. And that's how it would usually play out. But because of how things are, it's a lot easier just to check this off. Lobby music. If you click original, it will bring up all these different types of lobby music you can use. So classical, the 80s, all these different things. They're general music. They're not specific. I believe there was an option to do specific, but I don't remember where that would be. Friendly nickname generator. So this is another thing that is recommended so that you can avoid any inappropriate nicknames in the game. You don't want people joining with a horrid nickname that you just don't want to read. So this would allow those people to join and would make it easier on people who don't want to read those people's usernames. Randomize order of questions. So this would mean all the questions you have set up in your Kahoot are completely random. So if you had one question say 1 + 1 and one question ask about the cat's legs, then if it's randomized, it won't just be 1 + 1 and then the cats, it could be the cats, then the 1 + 1. It's completely random. And the randomized order of answers is where all of the answers at the bottom of the screen, all the answers that people can choose from, they're not in order. So if it's saying 3, 4, and 5, it could be 5, 3, and 4. It's not going to go in order if you click that. And show minimized intro instructions. That is always a great thing to check off for anyone who is new. It is best that for your first time playing Kahoot or hosting Kahoot, you check all of these things off so that people can have a much easier time than specified settings you can set up later. If you've gotten all of these options checked off, you can click Classic and it will go to the player versus player screen. Classic will be the green button and the Team v Team will be the blue button. Once you have clicked Classic, it will bring you to a new Kahoot website. This website is specific for your Kahoot. it will show at the top, join at www.kahoot.it with your game pin, not specifically the one shown here, just something similar to it. Once you create it, you can invite people to your Kahoot by copying the game pin or by spelling out the game pin. Just, you got to make sure that they type it in or else they can't join your Kahoot. I don't believe there's a option to join friends Kahoots. Send this code to anyone you want to play and they will be able to join no matter where they are. Now, how do you join and play a Kahoot? Well, you go to kahoot.it, the website used to host these Kahoots. It will look like a very purple screen with Kahoot and another button in the middle. And there will be something that says game pin. This is where you fill out the game pin for the Kahoot. Once you've filled it out, you will click enter. And once you click enter, you will be given this new menu that'll ask for a nickname. So because it's randomized nicknames, or if you chose randomized nicknames, you can click spin and it will generate a random nickname that you can use. If it was turned off, then there'll be a nickname text box that you can click on and enter in your name. You can say John Perdelsky or Cat Hoarder 1-2. Basically, nicknames can go very far with customization. Once the game starts, you'll be shown a question similar to below. It will be a big blue screen that will probably have some transitions and color flashing, and it'll ask you the question. After that, it will give you a new screen with a purple timer in the left of the screen and answers at the bottom of the screen. How you click on these answers, you just left click or right click, either one works. And once you've selected it, if it's the correct answer, it'll say correct. It'll give you a check mark and it'll tell you how many points you've won and what streak you're on. If you click the wrong one, it'll say incorrect with a red X and will say no one said it would be easy, or a message similar. At the end of all the questions, a top 3 scoreboard will be shown. So if there is 5 people, only the top 3 will be shown at the end. Only the top 3 with the most points will be shown at the end.